When you pick up your phone and then you hear the client tells you, I'll get back to you, how do you feel at that point in time? Do you feel the deal has gone south, even beyond the point of repair? Well, today I'm going to show you how to close sales even when prospects, in other words, potential customers, tell you this. I call them potential stoppers because most of us have experienced this from clients. When you tell them about how beautiful your product is, when you tell them how they can benefit, you tell them everything you know so well about your product, but yet the product is not a problem, and they will tell you, I'll get back to you. How do you move from the stage where they are resisting to pay you money for your product to a state where they'll be like, please take my money, sell for me? In today's content, I'm going to teach you how to break this barrier or to move forward from these potential stoppers to where you're going to make sales. One may ask, is this content only for product-based businesses? No is the answer. This also applies to service-based businesses because you also experience a situation like this where you tell people how beautiful your services are and then they tell you, well, I'll get back to you. Now, if you have dealt with situations like this, I'd like to see how you have handled them in the comment section. Now, I'm going to tell you why I refer to these people as sales stoppers. The right word for it is sales stoppers. Now, I coined this word out from the word conversational stoppers. There are people who you want to talk to and then they don't even want to hear you. They try to stop you, like they're trying to form a constraint between the information you have. Those kind of people are called conversational stoppers. But in this case, you're trying to make a sale and then they are stopping you from closing that sales. So what other word can be used for them? Sales stoppers. So today we are going to teach you how to march forward even when you meet sales stoppers. All of us are going to close sales if you stay till the end of this content. And I promise you, you would leave the end of this content better off when you came in. My name is Joshua Victor Emmanuel and I'm here to teach you how to close sales. If this is the content you like and would love to be seeing things like this, then you might as well go ahead, subscribe to this channel. Because if you subscribe to this channel, you're going to learn far more than you can imagine. So hit the subscribe button now, share this content, and let others benefit from this great content. Now let's hit the video proper for today. Let us start by addressing the most important thing, which is your mindset. You as a seller, how do you see people who come to you for any product or service? Do you see them or recognize them as prospects? Prospects, our prospective buyers, they are called prospects. Do you see them as one? Or do you already classify this one as go buy? Just leave this one. Go buy. That is where you start first. See everybody as prospective buyers. So all clients that come to you are prospects. You don't have to classify or declassify anyone. That is where it starts. And then number two, you have to find out what is the root cause of the problem. Why is the client telling you, I'll get back to you? If you cannot find out why, then it's going to be difficult for you to close sales. But one could ask, how are you possibly going to find out how or why he is not buying? My product is great, my services are great, so why is he saying, I'll get back to you? That is what we're going to discuss. Find out why he is telling you, I'll get back to you. Two things are involved. One, either the person is a window shopper, or two, the person actually has a true constraint which is stopping him or her from buying or subscribing to your services. But how would you know? So in situations like this, I will say that you have to be forward about it. Hit it straight to the point. So you can ask questions like this: what will it take for me to do business with you today? Sounds right? What will it take for us to do business with you today? By the time you ask that question to your client, trust me, you're going to find out why that client is not doing business with you at that point in time. You're going to find out if that client is a window shopper, or money is actually the reason why he or she is not buying for you at that point in time. Because if you do not find out why the client is telling you, I'll get back to you, most times you begin to question yourself. You begin to think, did I give a bad service? Did I make a bad offer? Is that why the person is not buying or subscribing to my services? Most times it's not the case. Most times it's because the people who came to you are just window shoppers. They could be your fellow competitors in the business, and they're just here to see how you operate, your modus operandi. So they just come to check how you do your own things. So if you don't ask that forward question, you are not going to find out. It's right. It's okay for you to ask. Because by the time you ask, now let's say you begin to ask this question and the client tells you, okay, my finances are not strong enough for me to actually subscribe to your product or service at this point in time. Your products and services are great. That's fantastic. They're okay. But my budget doesn't carry. And so that is a great time for you now. You've tried to find out what the real reason is why they are asking or telling you that sorry, I'll get back to you. Because if you leave it that way, most of the time, those people are never going to come back. They will never come back. And that is the end of that sales discussion with that person. But if you ask that question, you forward it out, ask the person, then there's still a lifeline for you to continue and probably close that sales. Either one, you're going to close the sales, or you're going to find closure. Either of those things, for me, is sales closure. By the time you find closure as to why a client did not buy or subscribe to your service, that is you closing deal itself, because you are not going to waste time with that client. You're going to move on to more serious prospect, okay? And then maybe you can keep that person for future references. Most time, before you close the sales, it's not just on one call. You have to repeatedly reach out to that person. Sometimes you close sales in 3 calls. So you have to do a lot of cold callings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at most before you can close a particular sale. There are some sales you can close in just 1 call. So it doesn't just have to happen on the first call. But at least you've been able to find closure, which is, to me, is a good thing. And secondly, you can also find out why the person did not buy. And so if it was finances, then you can begin to tailor it to something like, okay, we have variations. How about if we have something in place that you can subscribe to and you're still going to get benefit for your money? So if there are variations in your services or products, you can tell them, okay, since the money is not up to this amount, take this product and do it this way. It's going to be fine for you. Either way, you're going to make sales. Or 2, you can just tell the client, okay, fine. Since you don't have the money to buy, this is why I think this product is a great fit for you. Most time, clients want you to justify why they're going to pay you so much for a particular product, especially for those who are into high-ticket sales. They want to know, why do I have to give this guy my money? It is too much. Why should I give him so much? So you have to justify why they have to spend their hard-earned money for that product or service, and that is the time for you to further explain yourself, express yourself. Most of the time, there's a point you will hit and the customer or client is going to buy by instinct, and then it's going to justify it by logic as to why he or she bought that product. So if you don't get forward with the client by asking, that simple question, what can we do to do business with you today? That has opened the way for you to find out either closure as to why the sales didn't go through, or a reason for you to make other choices, or inform the client to make other choices for his or herself. And so if you do this intelligently, I assure you, you're either going to close the sales or make sales, or you're going to find closure. Either way, it's a win-win for everybody. Okay? So I'll see you in another content. So like this one, and then turn on your post notifications so that next time we are going to bring in another question that sales stoppers bring to the fore. And if you like this, let us know where you're watching from, and let us see how maybe you yourself can also deal with situations like this your own way. Love you guys.